I'm going to go over a fix that I did on a pre-CPS Capcom board. This board is Super Buster Brothers. It's one of those suicide battery boards. So I didn't even bother trying to replace the battery. I just pheonixed the board, and that's the modification we're going to go over. So to pheonix the board, what you have to do is you have to remove the battery, and that's the battery. I've already removed it. Basically, it's soldered on by two metal straps, and I just clipped the straps, and I clipped them. Hope I don't have the clippers out here with me, but they have like little mini, they're called mini dikes, and I clipped them. I clipped that off. I also removed a resistor. There's the resistor, and the resistor was right there where you see the R33. There's the R34 resistor, and it looks very, come if you're nowhere near it, very similar to that. In fact, exactly like that, but it's the R33. So I used my little mini dikes, and I clipped that one out, jumped out the right hand side pin of the resistor, and I jumped it out to, let me hold it steady so you can see which one, diagonally. And basically what that jumper does is it turns this into a normal Z80 chip. So now that you've done those two things, you've clipped the battery, you've clipped the resistor out and jumped it out. That's actually pin 29 is where it goes. The next thing to do is to replace the chips. There's 3 chips that you have to replace, and these chips came from Steph on the forums. Thanks. You did a great job. Fast shipping, great packaging, great price, great guy, great communication. So what I did was I replaced this first chip, which is the C27512 chip, and the number 1 pin, you can see, was pulled out right there. So I bent out the number 1 pin. I added in the next chip, the C27C020, which is ROM 13H in position 13H. And I pulled out pin 30, and you'll notice that pin 1 on this ROM and pin 30 on this ROM exactly line up, which is good. And you just solder them together. You do it very quickly because you don't want to send too much heat to the chip. You add a little bit of solder onto the legs, and you solder a wire. As you can see, I have a black wire soldered from both of those, and I ran that black wire to this chip, to pin number 27 on that chip. And I did the same for this last chip. I bent up this one so it wasn't touching anything. I don't know if you can see how I bent that pin up on the last chip. So it's actually facing straight up in the air at pin 30. And I ran another jumper wire to the same spot, pin number 27. And basically that's the pheonix. It brings life back to the board, hence the name. And what I was left over was the 3 bad chips, the battery, and the resistor. I've already plugged it in and made sure it worked. Worked perfectly. You got any questions, let me know. Real quick. Clip and jump out. Replace chips. Fold up pin 1, pin 30. Solder a wire onto both of those, run it to pin 27, fold up pin 30, run a jumper wire from pin 30 to same pin 27, and you're done. And that will give you a working Super Buster Brothers board. Thanks for watching.